Good morning, good morning. We back at it. It's a beautiful morning. Decided to start recording where I get some light. That way the video don't come out grainy. But we back at it. Mindset, fitness, just diet. Just getting better, improving. Taking those steps, taking that action. That's the most important thing, is that action. I always stress that. I always talk about that, taking that action. Making those moves, getting out of that comfort zone, moving those particles, moving the molecules, moving the matter. That's where our reality changes. And we forget that. We wish, we prepare, we sharpen the saw. Oh, the worst. And I'm guilty of this too. We just talk about it. Someday, what if it's, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then there's no action. So we gotta learn from our mistakes. We gotta learn from other people's mistakes. It's about taking action. So besides taking action, one thing that's came up recently, and it's been iterated, and it's been experienced, and it's been analyzed to the point where it's true. I know it's true. Other people may know it's true. Other people talk about it. And maybe it's time for you to hear and reiterate your position on this. And that is, who you're surrounding yourself with is influencing you. And you might not be aware of it, or you might be aware of it, or you might need to be more open to being aware of it, is that the people that you're surrounding yourself with is influencing you. They're influencing you how you should behave, respond, and look at things. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I am saying is it influences you. You got to make a decision to say, hey, like, this is the route I want to go. Because what we got to realize is that a lot of people, us humans, we're either talking out of fear or out of love, out of faith or out of doubt. We're either speaking from a place of gratitude, or we're speaking out of a place where, we're very, what's the opposite of gratitude? Is it selfish? Is it, man, can't even think of the word right now, but I'll get to it. But yeah, you know what I mean. The opposite of gratitude is neglect, or unthankful. A lot of people, what they tell us is based off their values. And one of the things I learned last year was knowing my values and living at my values. That's one of the things I learned. And I've also learned that people try to get you to live in their values, right? They implement their agenda, their ways, their comforts onto you. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just, you just got to be aware that it's going to affect you, and you got to make a decision on if that's the route you want to go. And I think this is something that the Great Spirit, God, universe, source, energy was trying to teach me in this lifetime, was that people are going to try to influence you to their ways, and you got to be aware enough to say, hey, this is good, this is aligned with my path, with my values, and this is not. And it's tough, because sometimes you don't know, and you got to choose a route. And that's part of the process too, is like learning how to choose a route, and learning how to choose, what's best for you. And that's where the internal work comes in. You have to be doing some sort of internal work, where you're sacrificing something, you're doing less of something, you're neglecting something, in order to open up that connection, in order to open up that alignment. And if you think about it, every culture in history has some sort of ritual where they connected to a higher version of themselves, or with the higher version of source, creator, universe, energy, whatever you want to call it. They all had a ritual where they got themselves in tune. And you got to have one too. I'm not going to lie, you got to have one too. In this world, full of distraction, full of just energies just pulling you. Some people would say full of manipulation. I can call it that. I mean, I can call it manipulation too, because it's like if you look at a fast food commercial, the actors in the fast food commercial don't eat that food. They don't look that way from eating that food. Not only that, they did some editing and post-production of the commercial video to make the people look a certain way, the lighting make it look a certain way, and those actors never ate any of that food. Not just fast food, but if you even if you look at like soda commercials, snacks, things that if like people in the real world ate all the time, like they'd gain a bunch of weight. All the chemicals from that food will alter their look. And so yeah, so it is manipulation. So you got to be aware of where the manipulation is coming from as well, right? Like you have to do that job, because if you're not paying attention, you'll get sucked in and you'll go down a path you don't want to go. That's not in line with your values. So it's a constant defensive approach to these things. Now it also goes for other people. Yes, sometimes you have to hang out with certain people and be around certain people for whatever reason, whatever. At the same time, it don't mean you gotta listen to everything they say. You don't gotta listen to their fears. You ain't gotta listen to their doubts. You ain't gotta listen to their skepticism, right? And then you know what? And sometimes you do. Sometimes you gotta find that right person that says, hey, I need some advice. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And you're only gonna do that based on their results. Because everything is about results. That's the reality. Everything's about results. Your favorite player on your favorite sports team, they got that contract. They got those endorsements because of the results they have gotten from their game. The results they have gotten from their game. Good morning. And it goes the same with our real world here. It's like people want to see your results. What have you gotten? Talk is easy, anybody could talk, but no one can back it up with results, and that's where it's at. That's where it's at. You know, I was a little bit misguided with the whole results thing. It's just, as long as you're a nice guy, and as long as, you know, you try your best, and people will give you a chance, people will give you what you want, and it don't work like that. It don't work like that. In this world, it's about results. It's about results. You know, you gotta hold your word, you gotta take action, you gotta hold your own, get your keep. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it, and I accept it. I accept it, and I welcome it. And I think, depending on where you want to go in this life, you know, are you going to accept it? Are you going to do something with it and own your results, own your attitude, own your approach? Are you going to own your path, or is someone going to mold it for you? Is someone going to, you know, grab it? Is someone going to grab yours and then mold it for your comfort, and then the result not be what the result is that you want for yourself? You get what I'm saying? Is your result, or is it someone else's? Because sometimes I got results where it was someone else's. I listened to them. I was being the nice guy. I was cutting myself short because, you know, I wanted their opinion to matter. But what I didn't realize was that their opinions, their strategy, their approach was based off their fears. It was based off their lack of confidence, or their skepticism, or their comforts, you know? And the results showed. The results showed. And that's how you learn. Everyone want to win. Nothing wrong with that. I always say that. Everybody want to win. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's like, to win, there has to be an alignment. There has to be a strategy. There has to be a repetition of certain standards, of certain practices, of certain ways of thinking in order to get these results. Because we gotta stay sharp. We gotta own our skills. We gotta hone our craft. We gotta hone it. And whoever we let in and influence us is gonna alter us. And so sometimes you can be taking advice from someone, especially, you know, like let's say they're older, right? It doesn't mean they know what's best for you. It doesn't mean that. Maybe someone the same age that already taken the route and got certain results. Maybe you do want to take advice from them, right? You know, certain people might not have the intention of telling you what's best. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Maybe sometimes you don't want to hear exactly what you need to hear because it's going to hurt your feelings. The other one too is that sometimes you're not ready to hear and let go of what you got to do. You know, sometimes you're not ready to put down that drink. Maybe sometimes you're not ready to put down that smoke. Maybe you're not ready to go through that breakup you got to go through. You ain't ready for that. You're still holding on. It's comfortable. It's natural. It's easy. It's functional. It's convenient. But you know that growth that you need, that prosper that you need, is by letting go. And sometimes that feedback, that pep talk is just not going to go through. You know you got to take action on it. You're just not ready for it. And some people in your circle are not ready for it. And you know, that's part of the process. That is a huge process you have to go through to say, you know, am I going to take the action? Am I ready to hear things that I don't want to do, or I know I got to do and I don't want to? You know, it's all these things that you have to take into effect for our growth, for our path, for our purpose. It's taking action on those things we don't want to. Like for the longest time, like I didn't want to wake up early. I didn't want to. I wanted to sleep in and be comfortable and be well rested and all that good stuff. And it wasn't serving me. I knew deep down in my heart I needed to wake up early. And what I did was like I tried to like find every little detail and every little like self-reassuring like information that said, oh no, it's good to sleep in because you need well rested. Oh, it grows your muscles. Oh, you know, you're sharper in the mind. And the reality was waking up early was and is the best thing for me. It grows me, it molds me, it influences me, it puts me ahead. You know, like right now, like this is why how should I say, I created the mindset of like not to wait for New Year's. Like there is no waiting for New Year's. It starts now. It starts now. The action starts now. You know, I don't dig myself in a bigger hole. I take action now. I get ahead now. So when New Year's does hit, it's like I'm already in momentum. I'm already got some reps in. I got some progress. Now I could achieve more things. You know, who doesn't like more winning? Who doesn't like more progress? Who doesn't like more prosperity? Who doesn't like more growth? Who don't like it? I love it. So I'm gonna take my my action towards New Year's resolutions now. It's discomforting for some. I mean, it was for me at some point, yeah, for sure. But no, I started taking it now. Wake up early now. Take action now. Did the whole cleanup and overhaul now. I mean, who don't want to win? Who don't want excellence? Who don't want progress? Who don't want results? Right? So I'm not gonna take advice from someone that says, hey, New Year's, we're gonna start. Nah. I'm taking advice from people that it's like, hey, we're gonna take action now, we're gonna prosper now, we're gonna win now, we're gonna get ready now. It's like a lot of the things you see now were prepped. If you look at the professionals, they were prepped like long before. You see it in action, you see it in fruition. Like your favorite sports team, if they're in the championship, they got ready when they were getting ready when the championship of the year prior was taking place. They were making moves then. They were making adjustments then. And then now a year later, when the next championship time arrives, whether it's baseball or football or whatever sport, you know, they're ready. They're ready. And whoever's gonna be in the championship next year for whatever, World Series, football, whatever, that team is getting ready right now. So there you have it. That's it for this one. On to the next. Gonna close this one out. Peace.